Now that President Trump is back, here are 3 most important policies that will not only help average middle-class Americans, but financially struggling families as well. So the first one, and I think this is extremely important, is the energy, and what President Trump refers to as drill, baby, drill. The reason this is so crucial and why I think this is gonna have the biggest impact on our finances is that with this approach, America will seek to expand its energy sources, like drilling for more fossil fuels, for example. Now with that, not only the gas prices are gonna go down for our cars and transportation, but it will reduce the cost for pretty much everything we buy in the store, because the actual production costs are very high right now due to high energy prices, then the supply chains and distribution, of course. Obviously that includes the trucks, trains, every single part of transportation. So with the energy being cheaper, not only all our groceries are gonna get cheaper, and of course all other goods we buy in the store, whether it's clothing, electronics, and etc. But even if we go on vacation, for example, we take the airplane, right? Then those airplane tickets might have reduced price as well. Now, sure, it's not gonna be probably huge difference, but as long as it's going down, I think that's still better than the prices going up, like with the previous administration. The second item, what I think President Trump will be great for, and that's cutting all the red tape and reducing federal regulations. Now, the impact of that would be pretty obvious. Not only more businesses could actually be open, but especially the small businesses and even the larger ones can expand easier. So then we would have more employment, obviously impacting the local communities. And instead of these businesses spending ton of money and resources just to comply with all these regulations, especially the silly ones, then perhaps they could reinvest this money to the company, whether hiring more people or even potentially treating the workers better and actually increasing their salaries. I think generally less regulations equal more growth, and that's what our country needs right now, right? Especially if we're competing in the global marketplace. And finally, the third policy, which I also think is important, and that's reducing government spending. Look, obviously the majority of the government spending is actually necessary, but there is also a ton of wasteful spending by government, and some of these departments should be closed too. Like the DEI department, for example, I think you would agree, it doesn't do anyone any good. Now with that, a lot of these bureaucrats in government are gonna fight President Trump, and that's pretty much on both sides, the right and especially the left. However, just imagine this. Let's say the government spending would be reduced only 10%. How much impact that could have on our taxes, especially the federal taxes? And if you're just like me, having more money in the pockets instead of sending it to our government is definitely welcome, and I would take it any day. Now with the first point I mentioned in this video, which is more energy production, that will obviously take time because building drilling rigs or oil refineries or even building gas lines is a long-term commitment and process. However, with these other 2 points I mentioned, I think they could be achieved faster. So hopefully sooner rather than later, we can actually see some money left in our pockets and we will all prosper better, have more money for our savings and even investments, and some of us will struggle less financially. Now, speaking about struggling financially, especially if you have credit card debt, make sure to check this video next. There is a lot of important information in this video, and as always, thank you for watching.